Let us continue with our lesson, and I'm here in a homestead directory over here, and let me open a git bash over here. And what we need to do is we need to log into SSH. We can say PAGRANT and that will open a background for us. And okay, so we are in, and let's go to the code directory, because the code directory is where we'll be placing all of our Laravel project. So cd and code, and let's list all of the directories. So I have some of the directory over here already. So today we'll be installing a Laravel package, and we'll be configuring the new project for us that will be working, and that project will be to do. So we'll be creating a to-do list, and for that we'll be installing a Laravel. So let's go back to our documentation site on a Laravel, and I'm on this site, Laravel doc and 6.x. and for the installation, we have already configured the Laravel homestead, and the next step is to install a Laravel. So there are two steps that we can make use, is to install a Laravel installer via the Laravel installer, and another one is to configure directly through Composer. We can also configure it directly through Composer. And if you want to install it, you can just go and install it using the Composer, or else we can just configure it using a Composer. So let's try to make use of a Composer over here, and just copy this command. I'll just copy and just go over here and paste it. And Composer create project, and it's going to create a project, and preferred distribution is Laravel, and the project name, and at the end is a project name. So instead of block, we will be creating a to do. So to do will be our app name. So let's hit the enter. So that will go and actually install it, Laravel, for us. So we just need to wait for all of this installation. So I'll just pause my video, and I'll be back once this installation has been completed. Everything look well over here. You can see the application key has been set successfully, and everything has generated, package manifest generated successfully. So which means that everything was successful over here. And the next step is to go to our folder, where we have placed our website folder. So I'll be going to my website folder over here, which is in the document and on the website folder. So if you see, we have one more folder which is created, a to do. That is what we have set in over here. So if we say ls, there is one more folder which has been automatically synchronized to our folder over here in a host PC. And if you go inside it, you will see all of the files for it, Laravel. And the next step is to open up this file using some IDE. So for the IDE, I'll be using a PHP Storm, and you can just find in the Google for a PHP Storm. And the first link, you can see the PHP Storm. You can go to jetbranch.com.phpstorm2, and you can download it. So there is a trial version, as well as if you are a student, they can also provide you a license for 1 year. So I'll be downloading it. You can download and install it. So you can just download, and it will just go and just save the file and just go and install it. And I hope you guys know how to install a software. So this application, you need to just go and install it. Then after installation is completed, then just come back and continue the video. Once you have successfully installed it, we can just go and launch the PHP Storm. I have already installed it over here. Just click on this, and let us wait for it to load. And whenever you open it, it will asks you to open a new project or create a project. So we have already created a project that was in our website folder. So let's just open that one, and I'll just go to the user and my folder over here, and just go to documents over here, and that was in our website. So let's go inside, and I'll select the to do from here and just click on OK. So that will load the file for us in PHP Storm. So PHP Storm is an ID for to develop a PHP website as well as the application. And let's wait for the file to get synchronized. And okay, so I think it should be fine. And when it's loading and everything should be configured for us. And let's go back to our website folder that we have over here. And let's go to our homestead directory. So homestead directory is over here, and in the homestead, let us open this file, which is a YAML file. Just right click and edit it with any of the editor like Notepad++ or you can also edit with I'll be using a Notepad, so just open it with the Notepad. And we need to configure the website over here, site over here. You can go to the site node over here, and I will just copy the top one over here and just paste it below this one. Just arrange it arrange it properly. So let's make it. So I've just changed the name to to-do.test. So this is a website domain name that we are configuring over here, and this is the location where your file is located. So it's located in the background box inside the code and inside the to do. So it should be to do. And if you have seen over here inside the to do, let's go inside this cd to do and ls. So the Laravel main site or the index is located inside the public. So we have to face that project over here. So if you are using a Laravel first time, then you may be a bit confused. So this is a root folder, but the public is a place from where the Laravel will be launching our main site. So we need to point it to that folder which is inside the public. And let's go to cd public public and ls. So you can see there is an index.php. So we need to point it out over here, the directory, and this directory is mapped to do the test domain name. So just save this one. We save this one, and let us open a notepad and right click, and you will say go to the more and run as administrator, and just click on yes and go to file, open, and we'll go to this directory which is of a system32 drivers and etc. So inside this etc, let's change to all file and open your host, and in the host we need to configure our domain name. So just copy this one, same line, and just paste it over here. So let's change the domain name to to-do.test. This is the IP address of the Vagrant box that we have configured over here. So if you go over here, the IP address for the Vagrant box is 192.168.10.10. So we need to configure the same over here, the IP address, and this is the domain name. So just save this one and also save this one too, and save it. And that's all. We have to configure only this and just close it. After we have changed something in the configuration file, which is YAML file, then what we need to do is we need to just exit from here. Sorry, exit, and what we will do is we will have to reprovision our Vagrant box. So for that, we have a command of vagrant, and we have to say as a ad reload. That's and provision provision, and just hit enter over here. So that will reload the configuration for us. Just whatever we have changed over in a YML file, that will be reloaded. So every time you change some configuration in the YML file, make sure you come and reprovision it, so that way it will affect your configuration change. And let's go head back to our PHP strum, and I think all of our files should be loaded. Why I'm still not getting any of the file? I think why the file has not been loaded. So let's go to the file and open, and let's see inside this. I can't. Okay, so why it's not? It's only showing a 2 file. But the folder is look like empty, so I think we need to reconfigure it. So let's head back to over here, and it's look fine. So I think the file is there. So let us close and let us resynchronize with our disk, and still there is no file for us, and I think we should invalidate the cache and restart. Okay, so let us wait for the PHP strum to get started, and let's head back over here to our. Okay, so look like that it has configured and started our vagrant, and let's go inside the vagrant. And okay, so okay, when you come back to to-do, now you have it has loaded all of the file. So maybe that I had a lot of configuration change, that's why it was not loading correctly. For you, it should have loaded correctly, or if it doesn't load correctly, then you can just come and invalidate the cache and restart your PHP strum. So the next thing is we need to configure our env. The env is the file that will hold our connection and some of the configuration that we need to configure. The main is the database connection that we have to configure. So on the next step, we will just go and configure the database. For now, let's go back, just minimize this one, and the homestead has been started. And let's go over here, and let us close this one, and let us open our site to do.test test. Sorry, test test. So that should load our Laravel site. Yeah, so it's look fine. So our Laravel project has been successfully done, and we have configured everything. On the next step, we will be configuring our database. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.